Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Memento Mori, a Korean horror film from 1999. This is the second film in the Whispering Corridors franchise. A girl finds a diary written between two of her classmates who are romantically involved. Since this is a horror film, you could probably guess that something bad is going to happen, and indeed it does. Similar to its predecessor, this film provides very good character interaction for the schoolgirls in the deliberately paced style, with some very impressive acting. Remember, these films take place at an all-girls high school, so the story is decisively female-driven. However, Memento Mori is not a direct sequel to Whispering Corridors, the first film, which allows it the freedom to have its own separate storyline. Now, if you were one of the people who watched Whispering Corridors and had a problem with it because it wasn't scary enough, you are definitely going to have a problem with Memento Mori, because it is the lightest installment of the franchise, at least in terms of scares. Scares during the opening half hour are practically non-existent, but when the horror elements do get going, they are peppered throughout the remainder of the film and are pretty well executed. But again, the scares in Memento Mori are less visceral than a typical modern horror film. To its credit, it does get creative, because the finale is different from what I was expecting, watching it the first time around. I do enjoy the horror elements of Memento Mori because they're interesting to watch, but only a few people will be scared by this film. But that's okay, because like every other installment of this franchise, the horror elements are used to supplement the drama, and in this case, the dramatic elements are very effective. I like the fact that the lead girl is intrigued by the lesbian relationship between the two other girls, but she keeps her distance and watches from afar. You know, it has a voyeuristic feel to it, which is pretty cool. The character of Hyo-jin has quite a bit going on here. Probably the most complex character of the film. You definitely feel for her when things go bad, which is a testament to the effectiveness of the script. It's very heartfelt and quite sad. The film jumps back and forth in time, but I think it's a bit easier to follow when compared to its predecessor. The schooling environment feels less oppressive in this film, especially during the opening half. The teachers are more personable and less abusive. There's a lot of cheerful interaction between the students as well, which creates a deceptively pleasant environment early on. Because of this, the first horrific event of the film becomes more impactful, and the happy tone changes quite a bit during the second half. Conflicts emerge, the veil of harmony is lifted, and you get to see what's really going on here. Whispering Corridors focus more on the cultural expectations for teenagers, and how the pressures of succeeding in school can destroy relationships. Memento Mori, on the other hand, is more about betrayal on a personal level that's caused by discrimination. It's good stuff. When I discussed Whispering Corridors in a prior video, I mentioned that film had a very romanticized, sentimental tone to it. Memento Mori ramps up that feeling even more so, I think. Direction is impressive. I especially like the beginning with the underwater imagery. The candle burning, it like burns the ruffled edges of a red cloth in one scene. There's a running scene, and the camera tracks into the girl's ear. So there's a lot of cool, stylistic flourishes in this one. Less of an autumn atmosphere when compared to the first film or even subsequent films in this franchise. Probably the correct choice given the slightly lighter tone of the film. Hyo-jin has a supporting role. She is an elite actress nowadays, so it's cool to see her in an early role. I think Memento Mori is an impressive film. Really interesting how each of these films in this franchise are easily recognizable and distinguishable from one another. They're all very distinctive and different, despite having the theme of schoolgirl friendship at their cores. Compared to the original film, Memento Mori has more of an everyday living art house quality to it that could be problematic for some viewers who want more of a visceral horror experience. But if you go into it with an open mind and you connect with the characters, the movie has a lot to offer. Memento Mori is most readily available on physical media. There's still a DVD box set out there called the Ghost School Trilogy that includes the first 3 films of the franchise. The films are also available separately. So check this one out It's a nice second installment to the franchise, and you can watch them in any order. But I usually recommend watching them in chronological order anyways to see how the series progressed. And as always, I'll see you next time.